Butler kicks it out to Steph Curry for the tray, and it's money. And you know what that means. Night-night. And night-night it was as the Warriors open up the season with a win. 119-109 is your final, off the heels of a 31-point effort from Jimmy Butler. Stephen Curry pouring in 23 points in the victory. Meanwhile, on the other side, it was all Luka, and that's just about it. Luka just a assist shy of a triple-double, finishing his night with 43 points. Lakers have plenty of questions they're going to have to answer without LeBron in the lineup, but for now, Warriors taking the first game, the first win of the year. We're joined by CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez on the heels of a season opening night in the association. And I want to begin this chat with that first game of the night that took 6 periods of the game to be decided. Double overtime between the Rockets and the Thunder. And to me, it almost felt a little postseason-esque. It's game 1, though, of 82, so I don't terribly put too much stock into any team season from one game. But I want to start with the defending champs and just that late rally to force overtime. What did you take away from OKC on opening night?
Yeah, if you want to beat the defending champs, you got to play right to that final whistle. And this one was double overtime, Kiana. I mean, man, what a start to the NBA season. And I thought, okay, the Rockets, this giant lineup, they have the biggest lineup, Kiana, starting lineup since they started recording these things back in 1970, and they looked really good. And Thompson on the ball as point Amon, I thought he was good. Kevin Durant, he had a couple knucklehead moments in the end of the first overtime where he tried to pull a Chris Webber and call a timeout that didn't have. Luckily, the refs didn't see it, and then he steamrolled SGA at the end of the second overtime. But still, Kevin Durant, pretty good debut. Alperen Şengün looked good. So what happened with these guys? It was the turnovers, right? Once again, Oklahoma City plays through their defense. They had the best defense in the NBA last season. They were also number 1 in creating turnovers, Kiana, and number 1 at turning those into points, and that happened again tonight. They turned over the Houston Rockets 24 times. It led to 26 points, and then you just add in SGA. At one point, Kiana, I looked down, I was thinking to myself, this isn't a very good SGA game, and then I looked down, I'm like, oh, he's got 35 points and 5 assists and 5 rebounds and a couple of steals and blocks. Missed a couple free throws, which was uncharacteristic for him, except for the 2 that mattered at the end to win the game. So, man, Oklahoma City, you just can't kill those guys.
Yeah, it's like SGA kind of turned it into overdrive once we got into the later half of the game. But I do want to talk about the Rockets a little more because there was a lot of that talk heading into the game about Ime Udoka going big with their starting lineup. And they got this new look team with Kevin Durant, and we talked about him a little bit, but he finished his debut with 23 points, 9 boards while shooting 56% from the field. But what did you make of his night in particular in his debut outside of the Chris Webber moment?
Yeah, the Chris Webber moment wasn't great, right? Luckily, he got away with that one. And at the end, when he fouled out, he sort of steamrolled SGA. Amon Thompson was on the bench. You would expect Amon Thompson to draw that assignment late in the game in double overtime. The problem was he was cramping up, and they didn't want to bring him back in. It's game 1, right? So Kevin Durant got that assignment. Kevin Durant, considerably older, 10 years older than SGA. So I thought that he was just sort of tired at the end of the game, and I'm just going to put that aside and sort of excuse it. I thought on the whole, Kevin Durant looked really good, right? He opens up a lot of things for Amon Thompson, for Alperen Şengün, for Jabari Smith Jr., this giant lineup. And I thought for much of the game, they were really giving Oklahoma City a lot of problems. Obviously, they gave them all they could handle. It was a 1-point game that went to double overtime. So these two teams probably really probably okay with the way that they played in the opening game, considering there's probably some rust there, right? But yes, Kevin Durant, I think, is going to fit in seamlessly. Now, he's not a point guard, right? And we did see, again, as I mentioned, they turned the ball over. The Rockets did 24 times. That led to 26 points for Oklahoma City. So there's only so much that Kevin Durant can do, and that's something, even though they're going big, that's a positive for them. But the negative is, okay, we got to tighten up this ball handling here, take care of the ball more moving forward.
I think there are a lot of positives we could take away despite it being a loss for the Rockets, but just considering they're without Jalen Williams, you have Amon Thompson who left the game early, and you were still able to go toe-to-toe with the defending champs. So maybe some good things, some positives we can take out of that game. But I do want to talk about opening night's encore. I mean, it was a tale of 2 of last season's midseason acquisitions. Jimmy Butler leading the way for Golden State with his 31-point night. And then on the other side, John, you and I sat here and we talked pregame. You said Luka's going to have a lot on his plate. He's going to need to put this team on his back. And I mean, he held it down for his 43-point effort. He was an assist shy of a triple-double, but As for the rest of the team, LA just struggled offensively, but does this raise some flags when you're considering how the Lakers can hold up for this next month or so without LeBron?
Yeah, I was having a little conversation offline with our colleague Sam Quinn from CBSSports.com, and he said, I'm trying to remember if Luka had a worse supporting cast in Dallas at any point than what he has right now with the Lakers without LeBron. You saw a supreme effort from Luka tonight, right out of the gate. As you mentioned, goes for 43 points, is 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Outside of Austin Reeves, who was in foul trouble tonight, Kiana, and sort of limited him, he went for 26 points. But outside of those two guys, didn't get a whole lot from the rest of the starting unit. Gabe Vincent, here and there, he was okay. Rui Hachimura had a couple of moments. I didn't think DeAndre Ayton played particularly well. Marcus Smart, bless his heart, he was flopping all over the floor, looked like a fish at times. The bench is very thin. You didn't get hardly anything out of Jared Vanderbilt. They went and acquired Jake LaRavia. He was basically a no-show. Jackson Hayes, same deal. They didn't like him last year in the starting unit. Maybe he'll be a boost off the bench moving forward. But the whole point here is that you're asking Luka to do a whole heck of a lot until LeBron comes back. And even when LeBron comes back, what does this team really have? I know it's one night. I don't mean to overreact here. All I'm saying is we already knew that the usage rate was going to be through the roof for Luka Doncic this season. I just wonder how much he can actually offer for the Lakers when the rest of the Lakers team tonight certainly did not acquit themselves. They just asked him to do way too much tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do have to kind of talk about this winning side of this matchup because Golden State coming out with this victory. I kind of look at the numbers. We talk about Jimmy Butler having his fantastic 31-point night, and you have Stephen Curry throwing in 23. Is this Warriors team looking like that old school Warriors that we might have known in recent memory? What's your thoughts after this game 1 of the season?
Well, we saw how they were two different teams last year, right? Before Jimmy Butler, they were sort of middle of the pack. Post Jimmy Butler, they took off like a rocket ship, Kiana. They were 23-8 after Jimmy Butler showed up, and they had the best defensive rating in the NBA over that period. Well, what happened tonight? Jimmy Butler, what I have said, aside from the fact that Jimmy Butler makes them a really good defensive team, he gets to the line, which is not something that they did before Jimmy Butler arrived. Tonight, Kiana, not just 31 points, a perfect 16-4-16 from the line. That's a huge boost in a game where the margins were tightening up, certainly in the fourth quarter, right? And also late in the fourth quarter when Jimmy Butler could get to the line, Steph Curry, before he arrived, everybody knew where the ball was going in the fourth quarter. Now all of a sudden you have not one but two closers. That does a couple of different things. It frees up Draymond Green to be Draymond Green, be a pest defensively. You saw Jonathan Kuminga, who was catching a bunch of DNP-CDs toward the end of last season, and then there was that contract negotiation thing that did not go well. There was a little acrimony. Well, tonight, not only did he play, he started and played well, and I think a lot of that is because the pressure is taken off of him by just being in Steph's orbit, being in Jimmy Butler's orbit. So if you're the Golden State Warriors, you feel really good. You got your first win of the season in your first game on the road at your rival Lakers, and you're going, okay, more of that, like that unit that looks really good with Steph and Jimmy and Draymond in the starting lineup.
Yeah, got to be feeling good if you're Golden State right now. And like you mentioned, Butler addressing those Warriors free throw shooting issues right there. And we got to see a lot of that here in the season opener. As always, John Gonzalez, this is only game 1. We got 82 more to go, and I'm sure you and I will be talking quite a bit over the season. Thank you so much. Taking a look at the Warriors' last 6 season openers when they're on the road. Look, they're road warriors. I mean, pun intended. They have 5 wins, just 1 loss when they're on the road, looking to keep their winning ways. And this team looking like that Warriors team as of late post Jimmy Butler trade.